Hey everyone, Ryan here, we're MandRproductions, and today we have 3 new LEGO Star Wars 2026 sets that we get to look at and discuss, starting with BB-8. This one is $90 for 569 pieces. Frankly, an absurd price just looking at it. That box size and everything just screams $50 or $60 to me. I cannot believe this is $90. Let's get that out of the way. That's obvious. Sticker shock aside, at least looking at this one box picture, it looks very cute. It looks very detailed, especially because of those large printed pieces. That adds a lot of detail that we did not see in 2017 with the brick-built version. I mean, this is also a brick-built version. They've just gone away from it being all brick details, and they've added in the prints, which just make it a more accurate, more detailed build in that way. And some people may see that as a downside, and I get that because it's going away from what LEGO is supposed to be to some people, but I do think it makes this model look particularly nice, and having it not be all studs everywhere is a nice change up as well. I do think the new design comes with a downside because the bottom of it is completely flat, so it's not going to have that complete spherical look that the 2017 version did. It does benefit in a way because it will now be able to more easily sit down onto a surface without rolling away. So again, pros and cons, you got to weigh them. The real reason I think the bottom is flat though is the feature that this one has inside of it with a wheel that randomly rotates his head as he moves, which is really cool. That's a cool feature. Great way to do that. Obviously on the previous version, they also had a head moving function, but this one being like a literal play function is pretty cool. It does make it more of a play set than maybe the last one felt like to some people. All right, I'm looking at another picture now. It looks pretty horrible with the flat bottom. I'm not going to lie. I don't like it. It really does not look good. It definitely needed to be a full sphere. Again, I understand what the trade-off is here, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't make it look good. So yeah, as a display set, kind of lacking for the bottom part there. I mean, the rest of it looks nice, but the fact that it's not a full-on sphere to the bottom for $90, pretty rough. They're having some real problems with making full spheres at LEGO Star Wars. You can even the picture in the background being the globe is so ironic. Of course, BB-8 is going to be able to give you a thumbs up with this one. You've also got that printed display plaque and the BB-8 minifigure. I can't tell if there's any changes from the previous version. I would assume not, but sometimes they change little things. Anyway, I would say when I first saw the box picture, great, looks nice. When I see this picture, it does not spark joy the same way. Yeah, the box art's cool though. We do finally get the Kylo Ren box art with the new style boxes that they've been doing for like 5 years. We haven't had Kylo Ren as like the bottom left character. We haven't had a sequel set with this box art style, which is wild. Next, we have the Midiscale AT-AT. This is one I was worried about. I thought the model might not be good because prior to just the end of last year, really, we hadn't seen an AT-AT model in this scale. We had seen mini micro versions, we had seen big playset and UCS versions, but we had not seen that MIDI scale. And so it remained quite a question to me of how good this thing could look. And then the Gingerbread AT-AT came out, which is a playset more than a display set, and it wasn't able to turn its head or anything. And that worried me a little bit, but I knew that given the focus on display ability, this one would hit a little bit better, and it really does. It looks so good to me. The walking function, the feet in particular, I think look really good. I love that they got the snow speeder flying around there with the tow cable. I think that looks great. The head of the AT-AT with the red eyes or viewport, whatever it is, that looks fantastic. Obviously, the overall proportions and angles on the armor for the AT-AT are just about perfect here. It does look like we're getting some printed round 2x2 tiles, which shouldn't be news, but given the state of modern LEGO, it is. It's great that they're at least printing them, right? We have that AT-AT display plaque, and I just think they've really captured the essence of the AT-AT here. I do think the display stand on this model in particular looks a little bit awkward. While it might be needed to allow the AT-AT to pose the way that it is, it definitely is something that I'm very used to only seeing when it has a ship flying above it, and so it's part of a larger display stand, but this is just like the flat bottom part of it, so it's just a little weird to see to me, but I'll get used to it, I'm sure, especially if they end up doing more like this. I just had the thought to check back to the AT-AT to see if it said on the side of the box Starship Collection, because that was one of the things that LEGO Star Wars had done that I thought was really bad, and they just left it blank. So it's not part of any collection, I guess. It's Midiscale. They should have called it Midiscale. I don't know why they brought it back, didn't call it Midiscale like it had been to be all-encompassing, and then they dropped this AT-AT without it being part of the like name or sub-brand. Like how silly, how dumb, how easily avoidable. I could have fixed it. I could have saved them. Too bad. It's ruined now. I was looking at more pictures of this thing, and it really does look great from every angle. The snowspeeder even looks pretty cool, especially from the side angle. I thought from the front, the snowspeeder looked a little bit weird, but the side angle really hits for me. Maybe it's because it has that clip holding it on the bottom. That's probably why I think it looks weird, but the snowspeeder from certain angles definitely looks better. And then this one looks like it's going to have an Easter egg on the inside with some snowtroopers and maybe like the power generator. It does look like it also has the Octan Easter egg, which is an Easter egg from the original UCS AT-AT, so So it's an Easter egg of an Easter egg, I guess, which is kind of Inception-like. And then I assume inside of the head, we'll see General Veers and a couple of AT-AT drivers represented as studs. Of course, the big drawback on this one going to be the price at $65. Doesn't include one of those printed anniversary bricks or a minifigure. Like, any reason that this set should be $65 over $50. This feels like a $50 set to me. I saw someone say it looks like a polybag build, and that felt pretty on point. So pretty tough pill to swallow. Now, I saved the best for last year with the Midiscale Venator class attack cruiser, 643 pieces, $80 price tag. I think the best comp to this is the Super Star Destroyer. That is $70. And, you know, it's been a few years, inflation, LEGO wanting to make more profits after making record profits every year for the last 5 years. You know, you can see where they're coming from, right? Now, what would have maybe made it worth the $80 is if they had released this set last year and had it include that 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith brick, which now doesn't exist because they released the Invisible Hand in 2024 and they released this in 2026, just skipping the 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith. Why? Who knows? Poor planning? Incompetence? Beats me. Anyway, all of the other stuff aside, this is like so good. It's probably the best Midiscale set they've ever made. It has probably immediately just jumped to #1 for me of all time. It's probably about time to make my worst of first and figure that out, but it is so beautiful. You've got 4 cannons on top on both sides, which look fantastic. The bridge and everything leading up to it, the shaping for this scale is incredibly great. And then you have the engines at the back, which won't have any sagging issues given that this is a smaller set, which is nice. And then you have the Anakin and Obi-Wan Jedi interceptors on the inside of the Venator in the hangar with this pretty easily accessible Easter egg. You can just pull the piece off the top, I guess, and you'll see them, which is nice. They're not forever hidden away like a lot of the Easter eggs on some of these Midiscale sets, which sometimes they just have to be. It is what it is, but pretty cool that you'll be able to access this one. And part of the reason I love this set so much is that they made it the standard movie version of the Venator. It's the cleanest, best looking version of the Venator. What they did with the UCS one was pick Anakin's capital ship version of the Venator, which doesn't look as good as this, and it's not what people think of when they think Venator. This is what I always thought of, and boy, it's so beautiful. Even like the printed pieces on it look great, so your stickers aren't going to be miscolored, and then if you wanted to fix that, you don't have to spend $20. Like, absurd that you would spend $650 and not get printed pieces, and then you see this set for $80 and get printed pieces, right? How crazy is that now that you look at it? It's absurd. I guess if you want those printed Venator kits, we have them on MandRshop.com. Well, why not plug it, I guess? But I think they did everything right with this one, and I wish the designer who did this one did the UCS one in that style, because oh my god, this is so good. This might be the first time in a long time that I've looked at a Lego Star Wars set from the prequels, maybe since the Invisible Hand, but the Invisible Hand even had like really bad colored stickers, so maybe I don't even give that one that benefit. But this is the first time I've looked at a Clone Wars, Clone Trooper type of set probably in 5 years and not felt like, oh my god, there's something just horribly wrong with this. And that's a really good thing. That has not happened in a long time. You've watched the channel. You know they have fallen off greatly. There's no figures in this set. We got to hold our horses. But are they back? Probably not, but like, this is so good. As a one-off, this is so good. I will say, if I was a more casual Lego Star Wars collector, but perhaps still willing and able to spend that $650 on the UCS Venator, I wouldn't. I would now just buy this and be very happy, because this is so much better than the UCS one to me. It doesn't take up all the space that the UCS one takes up. It doesn't have the ugly colors that the UCS one has in a way, like the dark gray and the darker red on the bridge. And the only minifig benefit of buying the UCS one is to get Admiral Yularen, who is probably being stolen from the Mexico factory en masse, thus dropping the price in the secondary market, making it reasonably affordable to just buy this set and then buy Yularen for like $40 and be done. It may be a true 10 out of 10 set to me. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it nearly brought a tear to my eye when I first saw it, because I couldn't believe that they actually made a perfect Midiscale Venator and didn't screw something up. Like, I still can't believe it. I must be dreaming. Anyway, these are up on Lego.com, and I'll put my affiliate link for them in the description below, but as of now, they're not up for pre-order, and it's very unlikely they will be if you are in Europe, or I think you can order from America too. I think JB Spielwarn has these sets available for pre-order, so you can check them out perhaps, but anywhere else, I have not seen them actually listed for sale for pre-order. So if you're worried about trying to get them on January 1st, especially the Venator, I think the Venator will be a very hot one, because it's so good. It really is. Even though it doesn't have a minifig or anything there to like get people hyped up about it, like, dude, come on, this is just beautiful. Let me know your thoughts on the sets down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, and perfect Venator. Just, I can't believe it. Can't believe it.